HDB prices has been increasing steadily. I think what the government is trying to do is sort of make it affordable for everyone. All right. So last night's announcements were on two parts. Okay, one is about the loan to value, and then another one is about higher grants for lower to middle income families. Right. So let's talk about the loan to value first. Fazli, what is your take on now is being reduced to 75%?
Okay, so first I will touch on loan to value. What is it about?
Okay.
Alright, so loan to value basically means it is the ratio of the loan amount that you can take, okay, to the value of the property that you're buying.
Okay.
So in this case, yesterday's announcement, it was reduced from the previous 80% to 75%. Simply means that home buyers now can only take up to 75% loan of the purchase price of the house.
Okay, so this is for the HDB loans which has already matched banks lah.
Yeah, so
current moment.
Yeah, so it is currently in line with what the banks are having.
Okay.
They've been having the 75% and 35%. As you all know, the payment structure is as such. Okay, for the longest time, that's for the financial institutions or,
Right.
or banks.
Right.
But for HDB, we have seen several cycles of reduction of the LTV from 90% all the way now to 75%.
Yeah, so I was just looking at it. In December 2021 was 90 to 85, and then September we had 85 to 80, and then I guess August of 24 is 80 to 75. Do you think it will make a massive difference?
We're looking at 5%.
Yep.
So we just have to, in my own opinion, I do not think it would be a major impact. Yeah. It's just now whether people are going to decide whether a bank loan would be a better option or
Right.
a HDB loan lah.
Right.
So the only difference between those two at this moment, the obvious one is the 5% cash portion that you have to fork out if you were to take a bank loan.
Right.
Whereas the HDB is still limited to that 5k in cash. If you got the rest in CPF, you can cover for it.
Do you think the impact of this cooling measure, let's say, I think previous cycles there was a cooling measure and then it dampened a little bit, but then once people get adjusted, then it will start climbing again. This one, do you think it will have the same impact where it will soften a little bit and then it will continue to climb?
Well, I think for me personally, based on my personal observation, I don't think it will make a significant impact. Okay, maybe probably out of 10, maybe one of them will be affected.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, by this move taken by the government.
Right.
All right. So based on my personal experience with my clients, almost all of them don't have any problem with the loan to value issue.
Because they are not like sort of taking the absolute stretch maximum.
Exactly.
okay.
So what we are seeing for what I'm seeing for this particular scenario, those will be affected are those who are maybe first timers, those younger buyers, where they are just starting out in their real estate or home buying journey with their partner. So maybe these are the ones that might be affected by this. But I see this move as a way for the government to soften the resale market,
right?
Okay, especially the higher end market,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking in my head the example. Let's say if you use say 500,000. So previously 80% you can borrow up to 400,000. Let's say if it's a 500,000 property. So now at 75% you go down to 375. So you lose out 25,000.
Yep.
It doesn't sound a lot, but it could be a case where, say for example, somebody is really sort of pushing their purchasing power to try to reach a 5-room unit. Maybe now that difference of 5%, they may not be able to reach that 5-room unit, say at the same location. They may have to consider a 4-room per se. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess it's like a step by step, process whereby they try to soften the market.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to be a very quick overnight change lah.
Yeah.
So only time will tell. as with previous cooling measures.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I think based on the last one, I think the TDSR and MSR was a bigger impact. But with this one, I think it will help in some sort. But whether it hits a big one, we will only know maybe in 6 months or 9 months from now, right? So I think the message the government is also sending is be prudent.
Yeah.
Don't stretch, but there's always a good side to cooling measures, which means people are not stretching themselves financially.
Yeah.
So it's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just maybe you may have to alter your search. You may not get something of a bigger size unit.
Yeah.
You can still get a 5-room, maybe the smaller of the 5-room kind of thing lah, right? Yeah. So that is for the loan to value, and then there's the other one which is
The top up of enhanced housing grant amount from the maximum of 80,000 to the current 120,000. So that's an increase of $40,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot. But this is only for first timers.
First timer families and singles lah.
Yeah. Doesn't apply to BTO.
BTO, yeah, because he's resale and BTO.
It's a ESG lah.
Yeah, ESG.
Okay. So ESG applies.
Yes. So
then, but this one, I mean, the bigger chunk would help families of lower income.
lower to middle.
Lower to middle income.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? The government is trying to close the gap?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, given that the rates, the prices of HDB has really come up in the past few years, right?
Right.
So one way to assist those who really are in need of a home,
Right.
but the salary is say a little bit on the lower side, these grants that the government will be pumping in will actually help make a home ownership come true for selected demographics.
Right.
Yeah. So I see for this the second point, which is the increase of the enhanced housing grant, I think it goes hand in hand with the reduction of the LTV. Okay, so it does counter back.
So it's like a plus and minus.
Plus and minus. Yeah. So if imagine yourself as a first time buyer, right? So with this additional enhanced housing grant, and you're earning between low to middle income, so it will definitely come in handy for you.
So basically, if you look at it, if that's the case, that means for the lower to middle income, so it's a plus minus, so it sort of neutralized. But for the higher income, it's just a minus.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you see that in that manner.
Because there's no plus for them, because ESG doesn't apply to them if you're on the higher income.
But then again, it also depends on the quantum of the property that they're buying. The higher they go, of course, they will feel the pinch if, from the loan to value.
Right.
Okay, especially if they are stretching themselves. So basically, the key point here is to exercise prudence in their buying.
Yeah, I think we've been on the ground where we have seen buyers are trying to sort of stretch as much as they can so that they can get a preferred desired location, a more convenient location and all that, or bigger home. So this one will probably spoil a little bit of plans in that sense. But again, like what we said, it helps them financially in the long run. Yeah. Okay. Anything last words?
I think at the end of the day, demand and supply plays the biggest part
Right.
in the market. Or if you've got a product, you've got a willing seller and a willing buyer, a transaction will most likely go through So with time will tell whether this would actually really impact the buyers in the market, and a domino effect to the sellers as well.
Okay, quick one. One last question for you. So does the banks win?
The bank
Do they win?
win.
Yeah.
In what sense?
Because you know how previously, okay, let's say like previous was an extreme case, HDB loan 90%, bank 75%. So people say, oh, maybe I can get more loan because loan to value at 90%. Now it's coming down. No, so now in terms of the loan to value, they are on par, right? Of course, there are perks of going either way. But one now you need to take note where, let's say, especially for those taking a second HDB loan, then 50% of your cash proceeds will have to go into your loan, right? For the bank, you have to come out 5%. So do you think whenever a cooling measure, especially that impacts a HDB loan, banks win?
I don't see it that way.
No.
Okay, so basically, if you compare bank loans and HDB loan, right,
Yeah.
side to side,
Right.
okay. So basically, for bank loans, if you see the packages now, the loan packages now, they no longer offer 5-year fixed rate.
Yes.
Okay, whereas for HDB loan, we have been seeing 2.6%
For the
for the
longest
longest time.
Yep.
It has not dipped, it has not increased, so it's stagnant for now lah, we can say.
Right.
Because stability is now maintaining at 2.6%.
Right.
Whereas for bank loans, there are a lot of uncertainties.
After your fixed rate, your fixed period is done,
Yeah.
then you have either go into floating or you refinance, and then at that point,
Correct.
what is the interest
Yeah,
rate?
correct. So because bank is greatly tagged to the US Federal Reserve, so
Right.
this is something which is beyond our control.
Correct.
All right. So whatever happens in the global economic situation, we won't know. What is very uncertain. So I think people will still, I would say, choosing HDB loan will give them more security.
Ease of mind lah. At least I know this is what I'm
Yeah.
paying every month will likely stay unless of course they make changes lah.
Yes,
But,
correct.
Yeah.
And also we are with this cooling measure reduction of loan to value to 75%, it brings down their financial, commitment even lower.
Right.
Okay, you know that
Yeah.
you won't commit so much on the loan.
It's a good thing lah.
Definitely.
It's a good thing lah. Cooling measures. I mean,
Yeah, financial prudence is always a good thing lah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Okay, that's all. Anything to add on? So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, everyone adjusts to the new measures,
Yeah.
and people can get the house that they still want lah.
Yeah, so it's all about adapting lah.
Yeah.
And also the most important thing, especially for home buyers, is to know what is your financial standing.
Yeah.
To know what is your affordability, and make sure you do not stretch yourself lah.
Yeah.
So that's when we are coming to advise our clients accordingly.
Exactly. Alright, Ken, that's all.
That's all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.